Gentlemen, what if I told you the key to reclaiming the strength, the confidence, the raw masculine power you fear has faded forever isn't locked away in an expensive bottle? What if I told you that its foundation is sitting in your kitchen pantry right this very moment? I'm talking about simple, ordinary baking soda. Yes, that humble white powder you've used for 100 different things your entire life, never guessing its hidden potential. Because when it's combined with the right natural ingredients, it becomes a catalyst for results so profound, some men feel a noticeable shift in less than 20 minutes. My name is Dr. Laura. I'm a urology professor and a men's health specialist. And for more than 3 decades, I've dedicated my life to helping men, especially those past 60, navigate the changes that come with age. My life's work isn't about prescribing another pill. It's about showing men how to reignite their body's own natural energy, protect their prostate health, and rediscover the deep, intimate connection with their partners they thought was lost to the pages of time. I have seen it time and time again. Good men walking into my clinic, their shoulders slumped with discouragement, feeling utterly hopeless, only to walk out with a renewed sense of excitement, a spark in their eye, because they've discovered natural solutions that actually deliver on their promise. And here lies the great paradox of modern men's health. Millions of men are spending a fortune every month on bottled promises, chasing a feeling they used to have. Yet, one of the most powerful, overlooked tools for enhancing circulation, building stamina, and supporting firmer, more reliable erections has been right there in their pantry all along. On its own, baking soda is unassuming, but when paired with specific natural compounds, it transforms into a powerful agent that helps your body perform at its peak. That's why today I want to share something truly extraordinary with you. I'm going to reveal 5 specific formulas, 5 simple, powerful mixtures that are safe, effective, and designed to ignite profound changes in your body's performance. These are not gimmicks. These are not empty promises. These are science backed combinations that can fundamentally transform the way you feel, not just in the bedroom, but in every aspect of your life. And the best part, I'm going to walk you through each of these 5 formulas step by step. One of them, in fact, is so potent that many men report feeling a surge of energy and firmness in under 20 minutes. So stay with me, because what's coming next is information you won't want to miss. Before we dive in, if you haven't yet, take a moment to subscribe and turn on that notification bell. That way, you won't miss out on the natural health strategies I share every single week, designed specifically for men over 60. And as we go, if you find this information helpful, do me a favor and type a 1 in the comments below. If it's not for you, type a 0. Your feedback is invaluable and helps me make future content even better for this community. Now, let's begin with a formula whose sheer simplicity might just astound you. By combining baking soda with fresh lemon juice, you create a natural elixir that helps balance your body's internal environment, clear the pathways for blood flow, and support stronger, healthier erections, sometimes within minutes. I can still see the look on my patient Richard's face the first time I explained this to him. He was a man in his late 60s, a retired contractor with hands that had built houses, but a spirit that felt worn down. He leaned forward in his chair in my office, a skeptical glint in his eye, and said, "Doctor, are you really telling me that something as simple as lemon juice and baking soda could help me down there?" I just smiled because I understood his doubt completely. That nagging little voice in the back of your head that whispers, "It can't possibly be that easy." But the truth, gentlemen, is that the most powerful solutions are often the ones we've overlooked. When you mix baking soda with lemon juice, the fizzing reaction in your glass is just a preview of the powerful chemistry that happens inside your body. As we age, our bodies tend to become more acidic. This low-grade chronic acidity is a silent saboteur. It promotes inflammation in your blood vessels, making them stiff and narrow. It makes it harder for blood to flow freely to every part of your body, especially where you need it most for a powerful response. And if there is one single thing I want you to burn into your memory today about erections, it is this. It is all about blood flow. It is the absolute cornerstone. When that flow is sluggish or blocked, your performance suffers. period. But when blood can surge unimpeded through wide open vessels, your body responds with a strength and firmness that can frankly feel like a miracle. Now, add to that the power of fresh lemon juice. Lemons are packed with vitamin C and bioflavonoids, potent antioxidants that act like a shield for your arteries, protecting them from damage and keeping them flexible and supple. They also help your body produce more nitric oxide, the master molecule your body uses to signal blood vessels to relax and open up. So, when you combine the alkalizing power of baking soda with the circulation boosting properties of lemon, you're not just rebalancing your body's chemistry, you are giving your entire circulatory system a powerful natural green light. I remember Richard's call about a week later. The skepticism in his voice was gone, replaced by pure, unadulterated excitement. He said, "Doc, I tried it. The baking soda and lemon water, just like you said. My wife, she couldn't believe the difference. I felt lighter, more alive, and yes, I felt more like the man I used to be." That isn't a quote from a scientific journal. That's a real man rediscovering his own vitality. And that is why I'm sharing this with you. Because I know this isn't just about your body, it's about your confidence, your relationships, and your very sense of self. To try it is simple. Just take half a teaspoon of baking soda and stir it into a glass of lukewarm water until it dissolves. Then squeeze in the juice of half a fresh lemon, drink it about 30 minutes before you plan to be intimate, and just pay attention to how your body responds. For so many men, it's not just the physical result that's transformative, it's the psychological boost. The feeling of being back in the driver's seat, knowing you don't have to rely on a pill, but can turn to something safe, natural, and already in your home. And here's the beautiful part. This is only the beginning. Lemon and baking soda is a fantastic first step, clearing the path. But when you combine baking soda with other, even more potent natural ingredients, the effects can be magnified, creating longer lasting and more powerful results. In fact, the very next formula has been called nature's nitric oxide powerhouse, and it has the potential to transform your circulation in a way you may not have thought possible. This next one could surprise you even more than the first. There's something almost magical about beets, though if you're like most men I talk to, you probably haven't given them a second thought. I'll admit, the first time I recommended beet juice to a patient, a retired history teacher named Michael, he let out a chuckle. "Doc," he said, "I haven't touched a beet since my mother forced me to eat them when I was 10." But when I explained what those deep ruby red roots could do for his blood flow, for his stamina, for his very energy, he leaned in, his curiosity piqued. And when he finally tried it, he called me a few days later, his voice a mixture of utter disbelief and profound gratitude. "I can't believe it," he said. "My body responded like I was 20 years younger." That's the kind of reaction that never gets old for me because it's a testament to the raw power of nature when we simply give it a chance. You see, beetroot is one of the most concentrated sources of natural nitrates on the planet. When you ingest these nitrates, your body masterfully converts them into nitric oxide. That's the very same gatekeeper molecule we just talked about, the one that tells your arteries to expand, to relax, and to allow blood to surge through them like a superhighway. As you know, an erection is nothing more than a carefully orchestrated flood of blood into the right chambers. The stronger and freer that flow, the more powerful the response. Now, when you add baking soda to that beet juice, you create a synergistic 1-2 punch. The baking soda helps to create a more alkaline environment, which not only reduces overall bodily stress, but also ensures your blood vessels remain open and responsive. It's like clearing out a clogged pipe and then turning on the water at full blast. I remember Michael describing that first time he drank the mixture before a special evening with his wife. He said, "Doc, she looked at me in a way she hadn't in years. I didn't feel like an old man trying to keep up. I just felt alive." That word, alive, has always stayed with me because too often men over 60 begin to feel a slow fade. They feel invisible, disconnected, or resigned to a steady decline. But it does not have to be that way. Sometimes a simple glass of beet juice mixed with half a teaspoon of baking soda can flip a switch deep inside the body, reminding you that strength and desire are not gone. They're just waiting to be unlocked. To prepare it, all you need is one medium beet juiced, or you can use a high quality pre made 100% pure beet juice. Stir in half a teaspoon of baking soda and drink it about an hour before intimacy. For many men, the change isn't just physical, it's emotional. The color returns to their cheeks, their energy feels steadier throughout the day, and their confidence begins to rebuild, brick by brick. And that confidence, I firmly believe, is just as crucial as the biology, because when you feel certain your body can perform, you show up differently in every single part of your life. But raw power is only one piece of the puzzle. What about the mind? What about the anxiety, the pressure to perform that can shut a man down faster than any physical ailment? That's why what I'm about to share next is so important. It combines a soothing, timeless bedtime drink with a powerful secret for relaxation, stamina, and passion all at once. If you thought beetroot was impressive, just wait until you hear about what happens when baking soda meets milk and honey. I still remember an evening appointment with a gentleman named Thomas. He was 72, recently widowed, and was cautiously starting a new relationship. He looked weary, not just from age, but from carrying the weight of years of disappointment in his own body. He sat across from me and admitted something quietly, his voice barely a whisper. Doc, he said, I don't just want energy for intimacy. I want to feel calm again. I want to be able to enjoy the moment instead of my mind racing with worry. That confession struck me right in the heart because it's a powerful reminder that so much of male performance isn't just about hydraulics, it's about peace of mind. And that is why this next formula is one of my absolute favorites: warm milk and honey with just a touch of baking soda. Now, when you think of warm milk, you might be transported back to childhood, to a remedy for a restless night. But when you combine it with the natural energy of honey and the balancing touch of baking soda, it transforms into a sophisticated tonic that prepares both your body and your mind for closeness. The milk provides protein and calcium, crucial for steady nerve function. The honey offers a quick, natural source of glucose to fuel your system without a crash. And the baking soda, as simple as it is, plays a critical role by easing digestion and reducing the internal stress caused by acidity. Together, these three ingredients create a perfect harmony of relaxation and vitality. It's a combination that can restore your confidence before you even step into the bedroom. Thomas decided to give it a try. One night, he gently warmed a glass of milk, stirred in a teaspoon of honey, and added just a pinch, about a quarter teaspoon, of baking soda, and drank it slowly. He called me the next morning, and his voice was brighter than I had ever heard it. Doc, he said, his voice filled with relief. For the first time in I don't know how many years, I wasn't tense. I wasn't overthinking everything. I just enjoyed being with her, and everything worked. That kind of story is what keeps me doing this work. It proves that sometimes the missing ingredient isn't another stimulant. It's a way to quiet the mind while gently energizing the body. There's a deeper truth here. For men as they age, stress becomes a silent enemy. Anxiety about performance, the fear of failure, these thoughts can activate your body's fight or flight system, diverting blood away from where you need it most. But a warm, comforting drink like this does more than just calm your nervous system. It creates a ritual, a moment of preparation that sends a powerful signal to your mind and body. Tonight, you are safe. Tonight, you can let go. And in that act of letting go, the body often rediscovers its own natural, effortless strength. So if you've ever found yourself lying awake, tense before intimacy, this formula might be exactly what you need. But here's where it gets even more interesting. While milk and honey soothe and relax, the next formula adds a gentle fire. It uses a natural spice that not only warms the body from the inside out, but also stirs circulation in a way that can surprise even the healthiest of men. Stay with me, because when baking soda meets ginger tea, the results can feel like igniting a spark that was just waiting for a flame. There is something truly remarkable about ginger. Over the years, I've watched it help change the lives of men who thought their best days were a distant memory. I recall one patient, Daniel, a 68-year-old who had a mild heart scare a few years back. He was, understandably, terrified of taking any strong, stimulating pills for his performance issues. He came into my office looking defeated and confessed, Doc, I feel like my body is betraying me. I'm afraid to try anything risky, but I don't want to just give up. I told him about ginger. I explained how it's been revered for centuries as a natural circulatory booster. And when you combine its warming properties with the alkalizing effect of baking soda, you create a surprisingly potent formula that doesn't just wake up the body, it also steadies it. Daniel gave me a skeptical look, but he was willing to try anything safe. A week later, he walked in, and his smile said it all. The truth is, ginger is one of nature's most powerful gifts for men's circulation. It works by gently dilating blood vessels, which allows more oxygen rich blood to move freely throughout your entire system, including to the most important tissues for intimacy. The baking soda, meanwhile, helps buffer the natural heat of the ginger, reducing any potential for stomach irritation. This means you can enjoy its benefits without discomfort. Together, these two simple ingredients create a synergy that supports both heart health and sexual performance. And that is a rare and precious combination for men in their 60s and 70s who need to be cautious, but still want to feel vibrant and alive. Daniel described the experience as fire and calm all in one. He told me that after drinking the tea, he felt a pleasant warmth spread through his body, not just in his chest, but all the way down to where it mattered most. But at the same time, he didn't feel jittery or anxious. Instead, he felt centered, focused, and ready. That balance is exactly what so many older men are searching for. Not a harsh jolt from a pill that leaves them feeling drained afterward, but a steady, reliable flame that builds confidence and sustains energy. Preparing this formula is simple, and the ritual itself is part of the benefit. Just slice a few thin pieces of fresh ginger root and let them simmer in hot water for about 10 minutes. Pour the tea into your favorite mug. Stir in half a teaspoon of baking soda until it dissolves and drink it slowly. Let the warmth flow through you. It's a moment of mindfulness, a way of preparing not just your body, but your state of mind. By the time you finish the last sip, your system is already shifting into a more open, energized, and receptive state. And here is what excites me the most. As profoundly effective as ginger tea with baking soda can be, the final formula I want to share with you today might just be the crown jewel of them all. It brings together one of the most powerful, scientifically backed fruits for male vitality, a food that has been praised for centuries as nature's own performance enhancer. So stay with me, because when I tell you what happens when baking soda meets pomegranate juice, you'll understand why so many men have called it the natural alternative to the little blue pill. I will never forget my conversation with a man named George. He was 70 years old, and when he sat in my office that first afternoon, he had tears welling up in his eyes. He told me he felt like a shadow of his former self, that the spark in his 45-year marriage had slowly faded, and he was terrified it was gone forever. I listened, and then I handed him a glass of deep ruby red pomegranate juice that I had mixed with a small scoop of baking soda. I said, "George, just give this a chance." He looked doubtful, but he was desperate. A week later, he returned, and he was a completely different man. His shoulders were back, his eyes were bright, and his words still echo in my memory today. He looked me right in the eye and said, "Doc, I feel like I got my manhood back." Pomegranate has been celebrated for millennia as one of the most powerful fruits for men's health, and modern science has proven why. It is absolutely loaded with unique antioxidants called punicolagens, which do more than just protect your blood vessels from damage, they actively help keep them flexible, resilient, and strong. And as we've established, healthy, responsive blood vessels are the absolute foundation of strong, reliable erections. When you introduce baking soda into that mix, you're enhancing oxygen delivery at a cellular level, supporting stamina in a way that artificial stimulants simply can't replicate. The result isn't just a temporary boost, it's a deep foundational support for your entire cardiovascular and sexual health system. Drinking this mixture is simple, yet it feels almost ceremonial. Pour yourself a glass of 100% pure, unsweetened pomegranate juice. Stir in half a teaspoon of baking soda. You'll see it fizz a bit, and drink it about 45 minutes before intimacy. The tart sweetness of the juice, combined with the gentle effervescence, creates not only a refreshing taste, but a sense of anticipation, a feeling that something powerful is awakening within you. Many men report that they don't just notice the physical changes, they feel more confident, more grounded, more connected to themselves, and in turn, more connected to their partners. George later told me that his wife noticed the change in him immediately. He said it wasn't just about the firmness, it was about his energy, his presence, his passion. That is the kind of transformation that makes this formula so incredibly special. It doesn't just restore function, it helps restore pride and connection and closeness, qualities that every man deserves no matter his age. And so, having walked you through all five of these remarkable natural formulas, I want to leave you with one final thought. These are not magic tricks, they are powerful natural tools hiding in plain sight in your kitchen, waiting to be used. What truly matters now is what you choose to do with this knowledge, because these small, simple steps can become the turning point in reclaiming the man you know you are. We've uncovered five game changing mixtures that pair the humble power of baking soda with nature's strongest allies: lemon juice to help cleanse your arteries, beetroot juice to turbocharge your blood flow, warm milk and honey for calm, confident energy, ginger tea to spark a lasting, vital warmth, and pomegranate juice to revive passion and self assurance. Each one offers a safe, drug free path to boosting your circulation, rebuilding your confidence, and restoring the intimacy you cherish. Here is the fundamental truth: your birth year does not define your virility. Your past struggles do not dictate your future. By turning to these simple, natural remedies, you can take back control. You can regain your strength, reconnect deeply with your partner, and discover that your most fulfilling, passionate, and joyful years are not behind you. They are right here, right now, waiting for you to claim them.